We were very, very happy today to have such an amazing fan base show up to support a great cause and also support our team. 5,700 smiling faces in the stands certainly inspired our team, but also this cause inspired our team. And we were without the services of Tricia Smith, who, our thoughts and prayers are with her as she is at the funeral of her grandfather. And we had a contest all week to see who would take that starting spot, and I was really proud of Stephanie Recker because not only did she win the spot, but she came out and gave us great minutes to start the game and really played well today. So very, very proud of her. But in addition to the Coleman Foundation and that cause, our thoughts were also, and we had it on our shooting shirt, but our thoughts were also with Ashley Barrett as she's fighting her fight with leukemia, and also Yolanda Richardson's dad's also fighting cancer as well. And so the two hearts though in the back of our shooting shirt signified their initials. And the Faith Not Fear slogan is for Ashley Barrett. And our players played extremely inspired because of them and their story and what we're trying to do everything that we can to inspire them because they've given so much to us.
When you say that Stephanie won the job, what during practice this week, what did she do to win the job?
She out-hustled every other player and really executed well. She's a player that we would love to continue to give more minutes to because she has so much potential. And so we always talk to our players about, you never know when your opportunity is going to come and you need to be ready for it. And she was. She answered the call. And, I could have gone with a post player or a guard. And I told the post players early on in the week, hey, don't rest and think it's going to be one of you. And it didn't end up being. She beat both of them out as well. So, I'm really proud of her. And I hope this is only the beginning of what we're going to see through the rest of the season with Stephanie Recker.
Do you feel like this is one of the best 25 teams in the country?
I hope so. I hope so. But, more important than that, we would like to be, one of those top 64 that gets an invite to that big dance that we've been avoiding for the last few years. It is so, I've enjoyed immensely coaching the senior group. And I think every day the motivation for myself and for our staff is to give everything that we can to prepare this team for what we want most, and that's to see that. So, more than any opponent that we play, it's to get better so that we can reach that goal. And we're going to do everything in our power to try to make that happen. I know it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of MAC schools that are saying the same thing right now, but these five have really sacrificed and done a lot for us, and I'd love to send them out with a ring and a banner and something to be extremely proud of.
Knowing your record, knowing Kent State's record coming in, how hard was it to get your kids focused on that team this game?
One thing that we talked about was the fact that they played Northern Illinois close, and Northern Illinois gave us a fit before we were able to come home with a victory over at their place. So, I kept reminding them of that, but then I think the thing that was most important too was not to really focus on the opponent, but to focus on playing our best basketball. We need to, and there's a lot of things in this game we still could do a lot better. We had too many turnovers today. We could still shoot better from the free throw line for my liking. But the one thing that I really like is everybody that came in scored. Everybody that came in did something really positive. And that's what you want to see out of your team is some of those turnovers are because they were trying to make something happen. And, I didn't see lack of effort on the court. Those are things that really bother me. Lack of effort's like nails on a chalkboard to me. And I really saw great effort, great enthusiasm, great intensity, and that's what you want to see.
And when you talk a little bit about the first 5 or 6 minutes, when you're forcing, they're not scoring because they're turning the ball over and they're not even getting shots. And a lot of that, almost all of that's your defense.
I was really proud of our players because their intensity defensively to get deflections, to get steals, created easy offensive opportunities on the other end. And, our players enjoy getting out and running in a fast break, and they got, some great opportunities early on. To put some easy points on the board, and then it gave us even more fire to play great defense on the next possession. So I thought that starting group did a fantastic job getting us out of the gate on a really strong run.
The complaints, the turnovers, and the free throws, is some of that because of where the game was? I mean, you got a 40-point lead, and it just kind of becomes French pastry.
Well, some of that is you've got some players who usually don't play a lot of minutes, and there's 5,700 people watching everything we do,
right.
And they're a little nervous. And they're playing with people that they don't always play a ton with in practice because, we're keeping our starting group pretty close together during practice, and they may be on the second or third group that plays. So, mixing up combinations, I think, is part of it. And part of it, you've got to compliment Kent State. They didn't stop fighting, and they were able to get some deflections. They caused some turnovers in some trapping situations. So, you got to take your hat off to them. That no matter what the score was, they kept playing hard.
I get a sense, though, that those are, we're hearing, I'm giving you excuses more than, salve over a wound. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We want to get better. We definitely want to get better, and, we're not going to be satisfied. The one thing that we've done all season long, and we'll continue to do after this game, is mark at least 10 clips of what we could have done better, and about 10 clips that we felt really good about, and always find some things that we can do better for the next game. And, we're getting ready to face a team that's extremely solid defensively. Kathy Bennett's one of the best defensive coaches around. So she's going to have them extremely prepared for us. I hope we shoot the ball from the perimeter as well as we did tonight, because that would certainly lighten the load. When we played over at Northern, we couldn't buy an outside basket, so it made it even harder because they were really packing it in. So hopefully we'll be able to spread it out a little bit more, but I know she'll have them extremely prepared for us on Wednesday.
You mentioned it briefly, but 12 players play, they all score. What does that say, and how nice is it to give some of those players some extra minutes that don't normally get to play?
They don't get a lot of the glory in the newspaper or for playing time, but it really does mean a lot. I think you probably saw how much it meant to our team by how much our starters are celebrating when they saw somebody score that doesn't play a lot of minutes. It's great to see somebody push them every day, all week long, to get in there and get a chance to score, get a chance to make an assist, get a defensive stop. That means the world to our players.
Back to the game on Wednesday. It's going to be unique with the start time, and I think everybody in the stands. Can you just talk about what you're expecting, I guess?
Well, one thing that's a positive is we've had an early practice time this whole semester. So we have some days we practice at 7:30 in the morning, some at 9. Our players are going to feel like they got to sleep in. And so 11 a.m. is not a big deal to us. I hope it is for our opponent. We gave Northern Illinois the first crack at this because of their distance. And I was so glad that she jumped at it because it's hard to find an opponent. We had one school in non-conference play that said they might be able to do it, and it was the teacher, it was an off day for the students around here. So we couldn't do it. Arkansas State, we were going to try to do it the first game of the year. But unfortunately, it was parent-teacher conference day. So we're very thankful to Northern Illinois for giving us this opportunity. Our goal for this game is to get kids that don't normally have the chance because of, funding to come to a college game and hopefully inspire them to do well academically. Because our players are going to do their best to get out to every school that comes to this event and speak and talk about academics. I love this event. It's one of my favorites. I know that some of our season ticket holders aren't very happy with me because it's 11 a.m. But hey, to them I say, take an off day, come out anyway, or be understanding with the fact that we're trying to do something great for our community and get some screaming kids in here. It's one of my favorite games to see officials holding their ears because the crowd is so loud and so high-pitched.
It's tough for you to communicate with the officials.
That's where I'm wearing tennis shoes. It's a new trend.
Anything else?
Going off of Northern Illinois, you're talking about how that coach is going to be preparing her girls defensively for you guys. So how are you going to get your girls focused for that game to counter how prepared you think they are going to be for you?
Right. Well, I think one of the nice things is we shouldn't have any tired legs after today. So we were able to play a lot of people, rest a lot of people. I'm sure they had a game where, unfortunately, they lost one of their better players to an ACL recently. And so, they're having to play fewer numbers, a lot of minutes. I'm hoping that some of this rest will help out. Plus, being home on friendly confines, having a chance to shoot on rims you shoot on every day. But I think one of the main things is trying to rest our legs going into this game so that we're ready for a battle, because I really do have an awful lot of respect for her. I followed her at Evansville. She was the coach before me, and we know each other pretty well. I know she'll have her team taking away some of the things we like to do, so we're going to have to counter with some great planning.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.